What's up, homies? Welcome to another episode of the Homies Real Estate Podcast. Here's your host, Anthony.
I'm Angel.
I'm a realtor.
I'm a lender.
And together, we're going to break down this crazy real estate market. It's the beginning of the month, Angel. What time is it?
It's market update time.
It's time to go over the market statistics for May. They just came in. Did prices finally go down? Are we starting to see a shift in the real estate market? Ooh, you want to make sure that you tune in to our YouTube channel because you want to watch and look at these charts because it's going to make it a lot easier to dissect. But with that said, let's go ahead and let's jump right in. So as usual, we're going to go rocket rounds. I'm just going to go over the stats really quickly. And then afterwards, we'll dissect it, give our advice and projections for the future. So let's go right in. Los Angeles County median sales price. It stayed the same, $900,000 in April to now $900,000 in May. It's still up 10.2% from a year ago. So last May, we're talking $817,000. That's an $83,000 increase. When we look at median price per square foot, another really good indication of whether prices are actually starting to cool off. It did increase by $8 from $612 in April to now $620 in May. But it looks like it's starting to cool off. The angle isn't as sharp. The increase isn't as large, which is good news for buyers. Now let's take a look at the inventory. So active listings, it did increase from April to May, but still the smallest inventory that we've seen in May probably ever, 10,370 listings. Last May, we're talking about 13,000 listings. We typically see somewhere in the ballpark of 15,000 to 20,000 listings in May. Homes are selling in 9 median days on market. So they're still selling really quickly. You want to make sure you're pre-approved and you're making strong offers. And then when we take a look at inventory months supply, if there was no more homes listed in Los Angeles County, it would currently take 1.8 months for the current homes on the market to be sold. That's extremely quick. It did increase from 1.5 months in April, which is good news for buyers. But in a balanced market, we're talking about 5 to 6 inventory months supply. So we're a long time away from a balanced market, or even getting into a buyer's market, which is 6+ months. So, Angel, what catches your attention about this?
I feel like it is a little shift, but nothing crazy. Just how you said, right? We're still far away. I thought the days on market would have gone up, just based on what I'm seeing. I think homes are sitting a little longer.
Yeah.
People are doing price cuts, which is crazy to think about. It's like a couple months ago, 6 months ago, you can put a home, overprice it, and you're still going to get an offer on it.
Yes.
Now it's people aren't jumping on that same, if you don't price it correctly, it'll sit. Your home will sit. But I am surprised about that. But yeah, it just shows just how you said. It seems like we're still, quite a bit away from being in a balanced market, or even more favorable for you buyers. I mean, it seems like it's getting more favorable, but I guess the statistics show different.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm seeing that as well. Like, I'm looking at home searches and I'm seeing more price reductions than I've ever seen. Last year, I maybe saw like 8 the whole year. And like now I'll see 8 on one person search. So it's definitely starting to shift a little bit. I think a lot of sellers were getting accustomed to overpricing their homes and then knowing that it's going to sell, but the appreciation isn't there any longer. Like, it isn't the strong, $10,000 a month appreciation that we were seeing for so long. We saw that, median price finally mellowed out at $900,000. So I think a lot of sellers are going to get that awakening that, hey, you know what? We have to now price our homes more competitive. We have to now do more because the selling standard has increased, meaning that buyers are now going to be looking for a little bit more in homes. They're now going to be requesting, hey, I want a termite clearance. Hey, I want longer contingency periods. It isn't the type of market where you're going to get 15+ offers like you were last year, where you pretty much sell it as is. Don't even think about asking for credit, or I'm going to take the backup offer. It's no longer that type of market. So sellers, you have to now spruce up your place, make it look presentable, and you want to make sure that you also are offering good terms for the buyers, because these homes are starting to get price reductions. They're starting to sit on the market a little bit longer. And my hunch is that next month, when the data comes out, the median days on market is going to increase from the 9 days on market to somewhere close to 11, 12.
I agree 100%. I think you brought a good point up for the sellers. And maybe for anybody who's thinking about selling, was trying to find the best time to sell your home for top dollar. I think maybe right now is the time where the prices start leveling out. So if you're thinking about selling, maybe right now is a good time to speak to a realtor, see what your home's at, and maybe it's that number you want to be at, because you don't want to miss the boat on the high demand for homes.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we're seeing, as we saw on this chart, is that listings, like, even though it's very small, right? 10,370 listings compared to what we saw last year, same time, 13,000. And in the year prior, 16,000. And in the year prior, in the same month, 18,000. So you can see that we're still in a deficiency of listings. Like, we need so much more listings, but we're starting to tick up. So sellers, as more months pass by, chances are the amount of active listings on the market is going to keep ticking up and up. And when there's more supply, now buyers have more options, and now you have less offers on your home. So as Angel mentioned, this might be that perfect window where you'll be able to sell your home for top dollar, and not even to mention that interest rates are increasing. And a lot of experts are predicting interest rates to go well above 6% into 7%. And if that's the case, for every 1% increase in interest rates, that affects a buyer's purchasing power by roughly 10%. What that means is, if a buyer qualified for $1 million at a 5% interest rate, if interest rates go to 6%, they now qualify for $100,000 less. So they now qualify for, $900,000, right? And then if interest rates go up another percent, instead of qualifying for $900,000 at 6%, they now qualify for $810,000 at 7%, right? So you just want to make sure you stay on top of that mortgage rate market as well, because that's going to impact how much you can sell your home for, because you're going to be weeding out more and more buyers as interest rates increase.
100%. And maybe too, to think about it from a strategic standpoint, if you're trying to buy and sell, right now is a good time to buy your home for top dollar, or sell your home for top dollar. Buy another home. You're gonna most likely come in with a large down payment. Yes, your interest rate will be higher, but my projection, and a lot of experts' projection, is by the end of the year, beginning of next year, rates will come back down. So people who were selling contingent over the last 6 months, it was hard to sell your home, because when you're buying a house, people didn't want to wait on the sale of your home. Now it's probably a better chance if you sell your home and you do it contingently. Contingently, is that even a word?
With
contingent,
yeah.
With the contingency on it. When you're purchasing your next property, you're gonna get top dollar on your home, and then you'll be able to you'll have a higher chance of getting your offer accepted on the new home you're purchasing. Yes, your payment will probably be a little higher than what you would want it to be compared to talking 6 months ago rates. But again, if you wait another 6 months, I think rates will come back down. You can refinance back down your payment to something more affordable in your budget.
Yeah, gotcha. So we talked about supply, right? We talked about how you just don't have as much supply, but it's still ticking up. Let's talk about the demand, Angel. So I know you follow the mortgage rate market. You follow how many applicants there are. Has that been increasing, decreasing as interest rates increase?
Yeah, great question. So mortgage apps have declined for four out of the last 5 weeks.
Wow.
Right. Which is interesting. This week has not been a good week for interest rates. Interest rates spiked up this week, but the previous 2 weeks, 3 weeks before that, rates were doing a little better. So, we're seeing sometimes a conventional rate back in the fours, FHA rates in the mid fours. Now they spiked back up this week. But my point to that is, when they were a little down, it still wasn't enticing people to try to apply. Right. Yeah. So I think that's a big hint of that there's going to be less buyers applying for homes. And I think what makes it more interesting is we're heading into the summer months.
Yep.
Right. This is
Glad you
when
said that.
demand's supposed to start picking back up. And it doesn't seem like that's happening. I'm curious to see how the next few weeks in June and July or the next couple months they play out with the applications. But as of right now, they have been down over the last few weeks.
Yeah, that's a great point, Angel. So we're heading into the summer months, and I'm looking at the history of active listings in Los Angeles County. And around July is where we see our peak of homes on the market. So if buyer demand, it doesn't, go down, right? Or if buyer demand continues to go down and the amount of supply continues to go up, so I should do it this way. So if demand's here and supply's here and we're heading into summer months, so this is going higher, and if we keep seeing less and less applicants, we're going to start heading into a much more balanced market, right? And for all of 2021, it was like this, like it was so far off. You're seeing 60 people fighting for the same home. And now, as we're going to start to see more homes hitting the market and less applicants because people are getting priced out of the market or because mortgage rates are going up, you're going to start seeing that balancing out a little bit more. Yeah. So it's something to keep your eyes out for. But nonetheless, I will emphasize that we're still in an extreme seller's market. Yeah. like you're still gonna need to make a strong offer. Yeah. We're just saying comparatively, like to last year, it's a much better time to be a buyer than what it was.
Yeah, I want to emphasize that for sure because kind of how we're talking, it's making it seem like we're gonna be in a balanced market in the next 2-3 months. We're not saying that. So, but what we're trying to say is, if anyone who was home shopping 6 months ago, 7 months ago can attest to how insane the market was. You're not going to be dealing with that insanity right now if you were to start looking at homes, right? Still, like Anthony said, it's still going to be tough. It seems like for you buyers, things are going to be heading more in your direction when it comes to competition, but also what might not be on your side or what direction rates are heading, right? So it's a give and take in this market, and there's a reason why demand is slowing down. And if rates were low still, everyone would still want to be trying to buy a home. But when rates jump 2% or over 2% from where they were in the beginning of the year, of course, less people are going to be interested in purchasing. But I think me and Anthony can both agree that does not mean it's a bad time to buy. It's still a good time to buy. Homes are still going to be appreciating this year. And remember, I cannot emphasize this enough. Get in a home if possible with that higher payment. Look to refinance in 6 to 8 months. Bring your payment down. And not only that, but have appreciation on a home instead of waiting. If you wait 6 to 8 months for rates to come down, you're going to be competing with more people and home prices are going to be higher.
Yes, absolutely. That's really an important key right there that Angel said. So it works both ways. Earlier in the podcast, I mentioned that as interest rates increase 1%, you qualify for 1% or 10% less, right? Or your purchasing power goes down 10%. But if you're a homeowner, it works vice versa. So once interest rates start to go down, you're going to start seeing your neighbors' homes selling for 10% more because now buyers qualify for 10% more. So once interest rates go down from 6% to now 4%, buyers are now qualifying for 20% more. Hence, your property is going to be worth 20% more now because now your neighbor's homes, the home across the street, the home on the next street over, which are very similar homes to yours, are now selling for 20% more, which in return affects your home. And now you have that 20% increase in equity. So it is a very unique market in that sense, in that, yes, interest rates are high, but once they come back down, you'll likely realize some equity gain just because everyone's qualifying for more. But I mean, hopefully this gives you a pretty good idea about this Los Angeles County real estate market. Angel, are there any last words you want to give to the homies?
That'll be all. For any of you buyers, keep your heads up. Again, I think the market's getting better for you guys if you haven't noticed yet.
Yes, absolutely. Keep your heads up. It's nonetheless still a seller's market, but it's trending in the right direction. And it doesn't look like we're going to be in a balanced market or in a buyer's market for years to come because of the deficiency we're in regards to listings versus demand. So just wanted to keep that out there. Angel, where can we find you at?
At Your Mortgage Angel on Instagram.
At Your Mortgage Angel on Instagram. You know where to follow us at the Luevanos Group. And with that said, homies, I do want to wish you all the best. Take care.
Thank you. Hey, homies, it's Angel from the Homies Real Estate Podcast. This podcast contains our opinions and is for educational purposes only. It does not guarantee any projections and should not serve as the basis for any purchase or sale in real estate.